So, people, it's time for my short narration review um review of Spider-Man, the 2021 blockbuster and biggest, most exciting and best movie of the pandemic, and that was the 2021 December event, Spider Spider-Man No Way Home. Man, talk about once again going into a movie with low expectations. This is the short narration introduction version. You know how it is on this channel from now on. The longer webcam reviews and rants will be the three longer webcam and narration reviews and rants will be in the description box below. But this is the short narration version to get you hyped, to get you hyped, and to show you what I'll be talking about in the longer versions. But anyway, for the most part, there are a couple of problems I have with this movie, which is that's in the last one. And when I saw it the first two times, I talked about everything I like. See, that's the problem. When I see films for the first time, especially films that are like good, films that are awesome, especially films that I go into with low expectations and come out liking and are just awesome, it's hard to point out or remember any flaws. That is until I get a chance to watch them several more times. Several more times when I saw the film, several more times I could point out more and more stuff I didn't like about it. I didn't quote unquote like about it. Once again, I went into it with low expectations. Tell you the truth, I was excited. I've been excited for this film since the end of the second one, Spider-Man Far From Home. Far From Home, in that big Mysterio, that big Spider-Man secret identity reveal at the end. I couldn't wait to see what this movie about. My excitement turned to disappointment when I learned that this could be a multiverse movie. Multiverse movie. Multiverse movie. Of course, when multiverse movie, even when it was just rumors, I was mad and I unsubscribed every channel, because if it's a multiverse movie, yeah, Tobey Maguire could come back, who I did want to come back, who I did want to see again. I did want to see where Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was several years later. Where his Spider-Man and all the characters who were still alive, like Sandman, where were those, and Mary Jane, where were those characters now? Where were those characters in a modern day timeline? Where are those characters now? However, if Tobey Maguire they were gonna bring him back, I had a feeling, and I tried everything in my power to disprove this, because I didn't want it to be true. I unsubscribed every channel that kept hyping him. The Amazing Spider-Man's Andrew Garfield, who I did not want to see. I don't care about his universe. He would not be too far. He would not be too far behind. Behind. So my excitement turned to disappointment when I heard Tobey Maguire was going to be in it, and that this film was pretty much like a decade-long sequel to Spider-Man 2. There was no mentions of Andrew Garfield's The Electro. I like and hate how they did this. When it came to Jamie Foxx's Electro, they had Jamie Foxx back, but they said, number one, he'd be yellow. Number two, they gave him a brand new backstory for the film. This I like and hate. I like it because they managed to keep his appearance concealed. I hate it because it's false advertising. They made it seem like, and I was hoping this would be the case, this Jamie Foxx, this Electro, would be the Electro of this timeline. Because his backstory of this timeline was completely different. But it turned out it was, when it finally got around to seeing the film, it was Electro. So then I saw the trailers. Okay, the first trailer, Andrew Garfield is nowhere to be seen. No, of course he wasn't seen in any trailers, but you can see various scenes in the first trailer. You could see various scenes where Toby would appear, where Toby could and would appear. Then the second two trailers happened. And this is when my excitement turned to complete disappointment, and I didn't want to see this movie. The third film, I can predict everything. I can predict every move, every period where the Spider-Mans were going to come in. Spider-Man's coming, then increasing my anger and suspicion when I heard the Lizard was going to be in there, and I decided, yeah, I watched a couple of leaked copies. I hope to see it in theater, hope to get to see it again in theaters, but I've watched a leaked copy because I quote unquote, sorry about that, because I quote unquote did not want to pay. I quote unquote did not want to pay for I quote unquote did not want to pay to see Andrew Garfield steal the spotlight from Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire. I did not want to see that. I did not want to see that. Luckily, that didn't happen. If there was some chance that he was in the film, try to feature him as less as possible. Try to feature him as less as possible. I didn't want him to steal it from Tom Holland. Andrew Garfield, he had his shot, he had his chance, and he messed it up. And him and Sony messed it up. Yes, I blame everyone is blaming Sony only for the failures that were Amazing Spider-Man Part 1 and 2. No, it was Sony. It was Sony, Mark Webb, and Garfield. All three of those evils together that screwed up that film. Garfield is more humble now because people have bashed the hell out of him and his films and his stupid ideas and portrayal for the ideas he had for that crappy universe. But that's why Garfield. But that's why I decided. Then when I saw that, then I also read. I kind of spoiled myself. I always read the synopsises, but I always forget about the synopsises when I see the film. But one thing I read about, and that I also didn't want to see, and that was, of course, I'm pretty sure everyone has seen it by now. So I mean, this part is a spoiler. Aunt May dies. Aunt May dies, which is probably one of the only things I probably didn't like about the film. Aunt May dies. I damn sure didn't want to see that. But Aunt May dying. So yeah, I decided to watch a leaked copy. I was already in a foul mood that day. That movie, No Way Home, put me in a great mood. It was awesome from start to finish, with the best start. It was start to finish, and it was nostalgic seeing all those villains, seeing all those classic villains again, and all led by William Dafoe. All led by William Dafoe's Goblin. Yes, they brought back Tobey Maguire's Goblin. They didn't bring that pussy Dan DeHaan and Chris Cooper Goblin. Sorry, excuse for goblins from the Amazing Spider-Man. They brought back Witchcom. That's what I like. Even though Garfield was in this film, it was Tom Holland and Tobey's film. They used most of Tobey's universe. Andrew Garfield, Electro, and Lizard from his universe, they were second, third, and fourth wheels to William for the villains. William Dafoe's Goblin, Doc Ock, and Sandman from Tobey Maguire's universe. And Andrew Garfield was the second wheel. There was even a brief joke about him being lamer in comparison for not fighting an alien, and he was lame. They said when Tobey Maguire was like, "Oh, we should take that back. You are not lame." No, you're right. You are lame in comparison to them. But they redeemed Garfield. In this film. That still doesn't mean I want another movie with him. No, unless you're gonna have him, Andrew Garfield. Unless you're gonna have him in this universe with Holland and Maguire as part of their films, yeah, no more solo superhero movies with Garfield. And I would do everything in my power to protest and prevent that from happening. But let's go back to this. Garfield, they redeemed Garfield. All it took was a couple of rewrites. And Garfield, he finally got serious in this movie. Well, that's everything I'm gonna be. I'll be talking more about the storylines, characters, and everything in the longer narration and 2 webcam versions I did. So with that being said, the links are in the description box below. Let's get ready.